and today also. Surah Al-Anfal 8, 3 and 34 and 35, what Allah says to them. وَمَا لَهُمْ أَلَّا يُعَذِّبَهُمُ اللَّهُ وَهُمْ يَصُدُّونَ عَنِ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ وَمَا كَانُوا أَوْلِيَاءَهُ إِنْ أَوْلِيَاؤُهُ إِلَّا الْمُتَّقُونَ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ وَمَا كَانَ صَلَاتُهُمْ عِنْدَ الْبَيْتِ إِلَّا مُقَامٌ وَتَصْدِيَةٌ فَذُوقُوا الْعَذَابَ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَكْفُرُونَ. And it is not for them except Allah should punish them, and they are in opposition about the sacred mosque, and they cannot be its protectors. The protectors of it are except the guarded ones. But the majority of them do not know. Their salah, the prayer, near the house cannot be except whistling and clapping of the hands. So you taste the punishment what you reject. Now, since I told you there are people today and all times, there are people who are in opposition of that sacred mosque. And they are against the system of the sacred mosque, what is being practiced there, all the time. They are in opposition. So Allah said, why would not Allah punish them? Because they are in opposition. Every school of thought and the non-Muslims, including, are against the system that is prevailing. The salah, the prayer, the umrah, the hajj. They are trying to say, first of all, among us, the liberal community Muslims, they are trying to say that during Hajj, I have done Hajj twice. You see, there is a system, 5 days you have to go from one place to another. Those people who know who have done Hajj, they go from Mecca to Mina, then Mina to Arafat, then Arafat to Muzdalifah, then Muzdalifah to Mina, and Mina from Mina to Mecca, again Mina. You know, this is movements traveling from one place to another. So they say, we all Muslims gather once a year. Now this is the concept people, that we all gather here, so we should, on Arafat, we should discuss our problems. That in Pakistan is something going there, and Iran is, Afghanistan, they want to discuss politics there. And believe me, such a tremendous amount of pressure and such a tremendous amount of scholars forcing this concept, say it should be dissolved, meaning what is being practiced right now. No one is listening. And they are a minority of a minority of a minority. No, only Allah is prevailing this system. Writing books, trying to exclude the whole system. And you cannot change it. And it is not done by Arabs. No Arab at any given time can establish this system. You bring out the book of authority. Which book of authority says, except the Quranic ayats, that this is the tawaf is going on, the qiyam is, and ruku and sujood are being practiced there in Kaaba, in Mecca, and that Mina, whatever we do. No book of authority, no man has written an explanation of Hajj. No man. You go and research, except in the Quran you will find all this. So when Allah says His ayats cannot be changed, it's not just the words cannot be, the system He says. If Allah says that how the rain falls, there is a principle involved. So when He says this is how I make the rain fall, so whatever system you find out, that will be exactly same. It will not be different. So He says the salah established. You don't have to look for it, established. How and where? You don't ask silly question. When I was born, I see the sun rising from the east. Did I question why does it rise from east? Why does it not rise from west? This is a silly question. So Allah says, وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى. It's the half of the sacred mosque. So now you start, what was before? You were there? Why are you worried about when did it started? Who did it started? Allah is saying establish the salah is there. Maqam Ibrahim is there. Salat is there. Tawaf is there. Before Ibrahim Islam. You were there. You will write books. You wrote the books. That is why salah established. Tell me who wrote it. Believe me, nobody can show me any book of authority that because of this guy, the prayer is there. Because of this guy, the Hajj is being practiced. Because the ayat is saying it, that is why it is being practiced. And these are in opposition, so that they are not its protectors. He says, وَمَا لَهُمْ أَلَّا يُعَذِّبَهُمُ اللَّهُ وَهُمْ يَصُدُّونَ الْمَسْجِدَ الْحَرَامَ وَمَا كَانُوا أَوْلِيَاءَ. And it is not for them, except Allah should punish them. They They are in opposition about the sacred mosque and they cannot be its protectors. The protector of it are except the guarded ones, but the majority of them do not know. The majority of the people do not know the awliya or the protectors of the sacred mosque are those people who believe and practice that way. As this Quran says, every school of thought is against. They want a share in that system. They want to rule the system. It is Allah has made the protectors. You never mind the people living in Saudi or I'm living in Pakistan or anybody anywhere. If you want to become the protector of that sacred mosque, you will believe as the ayah says. And if you are in a position, you know what is going to Allah say. Allah wa ma lahum Allah yu'adhibum Allah wa hum yasuddun al masjid haram. Why would not Allah punish you? Because you are in opposition of the sacred mosque. And sacred mosque is not just a physical structure, the whole system is there. And further it says, وَمَا كَانَ صَلَاتُمْ إِنْدَ الْبَيْتِ إِلَّا مُقَامُ وَتَصْدِيَةً. And the salah and the prayer, they are praying is just whistling. Air is coming out, meaning nothing, or just clapping of their hands. If you are in a position, your salah near the house is just whistling. Hawa, bakwas, nothing. And I tell you, I've been to 2 times telling you, you see when the Imam recites the prayer, and people are behind them are praying. After they finish the prayer, some Imam is coming with his own school of thought, bringing some 50, 100 guys. And then he becomes the Imam and then he prays in his own way. He doesn't pray behind that Imam. If I am praying behind that Imam, I am praying because Allah said, Maqam Ibrahim. That's the standing position of Ibrahim. And what is he reciting? He's reciting ayahs. I am bowing to the ayahs. I am prostrating to the ayahs. I am not following his school of thought, but I am following the ayahs. So I bow. But he will not. Because he said the way he did wrong. His concept is wrong. I am so and so school of thought. I am not going to pray behind him. And groups pray. They've all 5 school of thoughts. They do not pray behind that Imam. And they bring their own people. They're waiting. The prayer is finished, then they bring. So they said there were 4 Imams at one time. People were praying 4 types of prayers. I said still it is going there. It's still 4 types of people, 5 types of people are praying there. But after the prayer which is established in all time, after that, not before that. One prayer is established in the whole world, the system of Ibrahim Islam. That's the system. After that, you bring your people with all this kind of, some people like this, some people playing like this, some people like any time that you're praying. So that prayer, as Allah says, this is their prayer near the house, because they are doing it near the house. It says, illa whistling and clapping of hands. Because you are in opposition of the sacred mosque. If you go against the system that is prevailed, which you try your level best to break it down, you cannot. So up till now, we are just now trying. What is the direction of belief? Are you following? You have come to know what is the direction of belief, how the Kaaba becomes the direction of belief. Half of the sacred mosque and the rest, the tawaf, is the direction of belief. And the prayer you have to take from there is the direction of belief. So now we see how the Quran explains by the Qibla word.